Let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, recording has started. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be anchoring this discussion and deliberation. My name is Adeniran Bamisaye. I'm a communication consultant, and by God's grace, I had the privilege to serve the former Lagos State administration and the capacity of content management and the media team of the government. And while I was doing that, I learned quite a number of lessons that has not left me the same. And it was about the time I was leaving that assignment that I came on board the Green Mondays opportunity. And since then, it's been an interesting journey. It's been an amazing experience. And this afternoon, I want to share with us some of the lessons I've learned that are applicable in whatever field one finds his or herself, in whatever business it is that you are doing. These principles, I believe, will go a long way in helping you to maximize your potentials and produce amazing results, to beat your own records, and set the tone and set the pace for others to follow. So shortly I'll be sharing my slides. And like I always like to start, I like starting with a question. No, I'm not thanking you for listening yet. Not start. All right. The first question I have for us this afternoon is, why are you in Green Mondays? Why are you in Green Mondays? Some of us came on board for different reasons. And I just want us to type in the chat box, why are you in Green Monday? Give me your reason for joining Green Monday. Why did you embrace the opportunity? Why did you embrace Green Monday? I need our responses. Why are you in Green Mondays? Is it that somebody cajoled you or somebody you respected just told you something, and because of that you just said, okay, all in the name of respect, let me not look as if I don't respect this person. Let me embrace this opportunity. Some of us is a different story. Somebody is saying to network and build passive income. Okay, that's Moruf Alabi. Go. Network and build passive income. Okay, that's good. For somebody, that's Oluwakemi Sola Alabi. Thank you for joining. For financial freedom. Okay. Seyi Ogunlesi, to enjoy financial leverage, live comfortably, and help others. Wow, this is amazing. Can we have one or two more? I love this response. Okay, Diodun Oluwake says, to be financially free and help others. Wow, that's good. That's good. Now, why Green Mondays? To a large extent, the reason behind our coming on board would go a long way to influence how we relate with the business. It will go a long way to influence our attitudes towards the business and towards everything that we do that has to do with this business. And if these things are not properly set from the foundation, it makes it difficult to measure growth. It makes it difficult to know when we are making progress. It also makes it difficult to know if you are maximizing your potential, as it were, in that business. Madam Bomi is saying, okay, another stream of income to help others. I enjoy the testimony. Okay, that's good. Now, and I was saying, the why for coming to Green Mondays is very important. The why for coming to Green Mondays is important. And as I move on, I want to say something at this point, and that is the fact that why is where we are headed. But Green Monday is providing the vehicle for us to get to that why, to make that why a reality. And this point, as I move on, I want us to be checking closely with our why. If you are still in alignment with your why as regards your attitude to this business, as regards how your approach and how you are doing this business. You would have to compare your why for joining Green Mondays and your attitude. Look at them side by side, and I want to move to the next slide quickly, which is how not to do your business. Like I said, it was Miles Monroe of blessed memory who said, when the purpose of something is unknown, abuse becomes inevitable. When somebody does not know the reason why they're in a particular place, they get to abuse the time. When somebody does not place value on time, when they don't know what exactly time it is, they get to use time anyhow, and just play away with it, not knowing that time waits for no one. So if you are in this business and your why has not been established, or you don't move with your why, your why is not entrenched at the core of your heart or at the core of your drive, of your business drive, you need to check it. You need to check it. For me, one of the whys for coming on board is, like somebody else said, to activate another stream of income. I like passive income so much, and by God's grace, I've authored a few books, and those for me are a way of activating passive income. But I know that is not enough. I need to put work into it. I need to commit. Apart from what I do on a daily basis, the business that I do, the consultancy services that I offer, I know that there's going to come a time where I won't be able to expend as much energy as I'm expending now. As much time as I have now, I may not have that time in the next 10, 20 years, But why not convert that time now into doing my business properly? When I see some people and I see the energy they put into this business, I'm like, wow, what are you doing? I think you are still playing. So I look at people, I draw energy from them, I draw from their experience, I interact. There are different ways to do these things. When you do your business casually, you get casual results. But when you do it with intensity, you get correct results. When you see people today who are 2 stars, who are 3 stars, who are winning amazing gifts, who are qualifying for all expenses paid trips, it is because they have studied how not to, how not to approach their business, and they are approaching it from the very healthy and from very good, with a very good energy. So this afternoon, I hope at the end of our discussion, at the end of this meeting, we'll receive, we'll be gingered, like my Oga would say, we'll be gingered and we'll receive motivation to go back and re-strategize if need be, to go back and be more committed to our business and get the best out of it. Because I believe that whatever we are getting now is not necessarily the best. We can do better than we are doing. I've seen some people who have come on board and all they did was to get the registration part, get the initial stock, and after then, bye-bye. And the Bible permits me to quote, says, I think it's Matthew 5:21 or so, that where the treasure of the man is, there his heart will be. It does not make sense. It does not make sense to put your money somewhere and just turn your back. And if you look at it very clearly, if you look at it in-depthly, most times when people lose money, it is because they went to put their money where they have little or no knowledge about, where they refuse to show any commitment, and where they refuse to put in any work. I remember those days when we were still in the university that I was sharing recently with one of my team members, or a few of them, and I think we were in 300 level then. Then there was this, they call it Sobundogoji then, but there was a particular name they called it. And we were introduced to this thing. I think then we started with 7,000, and as a student, I was always saving. I wasn't spending all my allowances or the money that was coming to me. I was trying to see how I could multiply it and, get more, multiply my income. So this particular one came and somebody was like, if you put in the money in, I think it was in 5 days or 7 days, we are going to get like commission. We're going to get more than you put into the business, into that particular opportunity. And like, I tried it the first time, it worked. I said, yes, correct. After 7K, I think I got about additional 5K or 3K. And that was like about more than 10 years ago now. And like for me, that was some good money for a student, And again, I went the second time. But the third time, when I got the second time, that thing was telling me, Ade Otito, but I wanted to go. I wanted to go for somebody is saying there's no sound. If you can hear me, just type, I can hear you in the box, so that this person will know what to do. If you can hear me, type, I can hear you. Okay. So, Kainde, just activate your audio. Probably you did not do that initially. So, as I was saying, on the third time when I was expecting this money to come, as big boy, I was already calculating how I was going to spend the money. Unfortunately, I didn't hear anything. The thing crashed. That is a typical example of what I'm trying to explain. This is not the kind of business. In fact, any business that you want to put your money into, you should show some measure of commitment. Either if you don't know about it, go and read, go and do research about it, know how it works, so that you will know if what you are putting your money into is really worth it. So this is not the kind of business that you come on board, get your initial stuff, expect your team leader to push for. You also have to show that commitment. You also need to also be the one calling them, asking them questions, going to your dashboard, understanding how it works. All of these things are very important for somebody who knows their why and wants their why to become a reality. They must do this thing. You don't put your money and turn back. It's not a good thing to do at all. It's not a good thing to do. It's only wasters of resources that do that. And I know as members of this amazing community, we are not wasters of resources. So one of the things we need to do, and even do more, is while you are putting your money into it, you must follow it up with your energy. You must follow it up. It must be tangible. Somebody said, our attitude is the aroma of our life. So in your attitude, it must be seen that, no, this kind of energy this person is putting into these things. For me, for instance, I've been called all kinds of names. Baba Lagbo, Corporate Lagbo. Somebody even did one graphics for me, and where I was shaking my head, I was like, yeah, And for me, I see those things as motivation. Some of my colleagues that we worked back then together while I was at the governor's office look at me like, they call me, that, the kind of passion with which you are driving this thing is so amazing, And I just want to encourage somebody at the initial stage. Yes, there will be challenges. I face different challenges in different shapes and sizes, but by God's grace, I have not given up. I have not turned my back. I make sure I still keep on fighting. In fact, whatever it is that you do or you are doing, you will face challenges. One of my mentors will say, challenges are the breakfast of champions. So you have to see those challenges as your breakfast. You have to devour them. You have to show those challenges that, yes, you are more than conqueror. Yes, you are not giving up. Yes, your why is going to become a reality. So one is to do this business in the right way. It is not the kind of business that you put your money and turn back. And you must make sure you pass that across to anybody that comes into your team. And one of the things, or one of the ways to do that, is to make sure that from the point of entry, they are putting in something that will cost them. Because that is one of the reasons many people don't turn up. That is why they are not productive in the business. That is why they are not doing well, because they come with just 40K, they drop the 40K, collect their initial product, and that is all. If that thing had cost them, they would put their energy. Make sure you do the business in such a way that people see that, and when they become shaking, let them see that it is not for those who are hungry. It is for goal-getters. It is for goal-getters. Let me move to the next slide. And the thing is, we must correct the narrative. We must make sure we do everything within our power to correct the narrative. Now, one of the things we have to do in doing this is to know the kind of industry we are playing in. What kind of industry are you operating in? For some of us, for instance, I've had the privilege to play in the media industry, and I have some very good wealth of experience in doing that, and it worked for me in various places that I've had the opportunity to serve. And one thing I have also carried into this business is making sure that I understand, that is, they call it technical know-how, have a good understanding of how this thing works. If you look closely at the image in this slide, you'll see somebody at the top who has one to his left, one to his right, and you see like a circle around that first person and an arrow pointing to the left and the right person. Now, this is one of the things we have to get right. This is a network marketing business, And as a network marketing business, I tell people that if you come on board, for instance, one of the things you have to do, and one of the things that this business will teach you, is how valuable your circle of influence is. Many of us, one of the things that I do tell people is that you should be very careful the kind of people you roll with, because when you have certain things like this that you need to share, that is when you really know if you have the right set of people who truly believe in you and what you are capable of doing. Because at times, what you need is within your circle of influence. Apart from your circle of influence, you are still going to meet people, you are still going to build it. But in this kind of business, your circle of influence really matters. You have to go beyond even your immediate circle to meet people. So in this business, you have to first look at your reach. I like how we test the value of the kind of people you have in your, maybe who are joining your team, for instance. For me, one of the things I did was to first look at so one of the things I did was to make sure that one of the things I did was to make sure that I first look at my immediate circle of influence and ensure that I first reach out to those that were in my circle of influence. I looked out to friends. I called on some of my friends. I called on some family members. I went as far as bringing some of my in-laws on board, And for me, I believe that is how to go about it. You start from what you can control, more of what you can control. Look at your circle of influence. Look at people, because even in whatever business that you do, the first set of people that would patronize your business are those who believe in you. Those who believe in you, they would do it to encourage you. When I was going to publish my first book, and I told people, the first set of people who sold into that vision were people who believed in me. They were within my circle of influence. I wouldn't have gone to a stranger to go and introduce the idea to him, except God or an angel appeared to the person in the dream and told the person that, this person is coming to you, or help him, or give him so amount to support his dream. And that is how we need to approach this business. We need to make sure that you understand the kind of business, the kind of industry you are playing in, and approach it with like manner. And the next thing here is know the company. When I think it was last, the prospect meeting for yesterday, where somebody was asking a brief about the company. And Yes, people are going to ask us this question: what is your company all about? What is the name of your company? How sure are you that so and so? They will ask you different kind of questions, and we must be ready. We must know these things. We must know these things. We must be able to tell our company that yes, I'm a member of Green Monday, and in Green Monday, this is what we do. I like the word eyes. We inspire, we connect, and empower people to achieve their dreams. Not just a dream, like we shared the other time. Many of us have different dreams. We have different whys for coming on board this business. And this is why we need to inculcate, we need to understand and internalize what this company stands for and how we can help us to make those whys become reality. Now, Green Monday is an affiliate of A2W, that's Avenues to Wealth Limited, with 11 years network marketing history and experience, and these are some of the things we are going to sell to people. These are some of the things we are going to sell. And when we sell this opportunity to people, we should always remember that it is not only A2W, it is not only Green Monday. We also have the Vent2End platform where people can do all sorts of bill payments, recharge their phones, do data subscription, pay for their DSTV, and while they are doing that, they are earning. They are earning. Must also remember that it is an indigenous company that is behind the amazing products that we have all around. The Reader range of products, the Bitters, the Fire, and so on. It is an indigenous company that is behind it. At times, that is what you get to win some people. Once they see that this is indigenous, bam. And for some people, it might be something else. For some people, it could be the fact that, yes, our products are made in Nigeria, but they are ready for export. Our products, as we speak, are available in Europe and different parts of the world. You can get our products in Canada, in the UK, in the US, in Qatar, in other African countries. And we are having amazing feedback. For some people, this is what they need to hear from you, that yes, okay, this person indeed is a serious person that I need to follow. The serious person that I need to follow. And like I said, our mission is simple: inspire, connect, and empower you to achieve your dreams. For me, I have many dreams, and coming on board, coming into Green Mondays has helped me to make one of those dreams a reality. And I'm still going to multiply and still going to make more of my dreams become realities. Especially exploring what this company has to offer. Before I came on board, I've always had that I would make sure that my trip out of this country, my first international trip was going to be all expenses paid for, and it happened. It happened because I became a member of Green Monday, and it happened because I became a member of this community. So like I said earlier, Green Mondays, once you know your why, you know how to position yourself strategically so that the why becomes more than a wish, so that the why becomes a reality. Because if you don't know the why, it becomes difficult for you to know how to align. It becomes difficult for you to know how to put in your energy. So Green Mondays is here for you to inspire, to connect, and empower you. And if you look closely, since coming on board, you've met people. You've met different people. This is one of the platforms where you get to meet people. We have our WhatsApp group. We have the Telegram group. We are on different social media platforms. This is another opportunity. This is another platform where we get to meet people of like minds, people who have are dedicated and made up their mind that yes, they are going to follow through to make sure that they explore everything that this company has to offer in order to make their dream a reality. Recently, in fact, it's not recent, on a number of occasions, I've met people who have asked me one question: are you a doctor? I said no. They're like, how do you come to know so much about wellness and health? In fact, some minutes ago, a friend was asking me that he doesn't know how to address me. Is it that I'm a businessman now, or I'm a wellness or health consultant? I was like, wow, that anything that adds value. In as much as what I'm doing is adding value to humanity, I'm cool with it. And that is why I often encourage people, especially members of my team and people that I get to interact with on a daily basis. For me, when I see the likes of Dr. Adeniran, Dr. Fumi talking about this product, Kunle Alashi, CM, MI, and so on, regardless of the fact that some of them are experts in this field, I sit down, I learn from how I look closely at how they pronounce some of these things. I look closely at what they say. I go back sometimes. In fact, most times I go on YouTube, I download, I listen to many of these things on my own. I go online, search for some of the components that I use to manufacture some of these products and read about them. I read about them to make sure that, okay, I understand this is why this thing is doing this. This is why this thing is doing this. There was a particular day I took the BAM, and after taking the BAM, I was looking at it. I saw one of the components, and I went online and I checked. I saw that the eucalyptus oil has the capacity to do amazing things. It could be applied on skin irritation, skin disease, and I was reading. I was amazed. At some point I shouted, "Wow! No wonder this product is doing this thing." You have to commit yourself, and in any business that you are doing, as a matter of fact, not just in Green Mondays, you have to understand the technicalities, why certain things have to be the one, or why you have to adopt a particular method, for instance, to a particular course. Why you have to approach it in a particular way. In PR at times they will tell you that when there is crisis, there are times when the best thing to do is not to see anything. As somebody who is in the middle of receiving the judge, maybe there is crisis related to PR, they will tell you at some point, the best thing is silence. The best strategy is silence. At some point, silence may not be the best strategy. These are some of the things also. It's also applicable here. It's the same principle everywhere. You have to look at this product to learn about them. The flyers are available. You can go online, check the website, study online, search YouTube. We have videos there. Go online, read about this product. Why is it that Rita Bitters does what he does? It is simply because every component, from Senna and Lata to Kogomiko Pilosa, all of these components that you can see in that slide have the capacity on their own to do amazing things in the body. Individually, they are rich in antioxidants, and these are times at the selling point for our businesses. These are times are what we need to sell our business to people. These are times are what we need to build our team. Many of the things that I've made, some of the people I've gotten on board in my team came on board because they were convinced that this person knows what he's doing. This person understands what this product is about. And that is why some people ask me if I'm a doctor. Like, no, I'm not a doctor. It's just as a result of research, studying what I do. Because apart from doing something because it adds value to people, I also must use it as an avenue to add value to myself. So I want to encourage us this afternoon that we should go beyond just, taking it as a hobby or selling the product. No, it's more than that. It's a business that helps you to develop your capacity, develop your knowledge. You have to stretch. For me, it's an opportunity to stretch into another field, apart from media, apart from the consultancy job that let me also have a good grasp of what it is in the wellness, the network marketing industry. So another thing we must also learn is the business model that is being employed. The business model that is being employed, and some point when I just sat down and I was thinking, this business, this network marketing thing, why network marketing? And I sat down and I looked at the kind of model the banking sector has adopted. If you look closely, it's very, very similar to this. A bank has a good name in Lagos. The bank will leverage on that name and go to other cities. Why are they going to other cities? They want to get themselves closer to their customers, to their potential customers. They want to Constantly be in the face of customers so that, yes, they will tell you they are making banking convenient for you. They want to make more profit. They understand their why, and they know that the best way, the best approach to it is to move closer to where people are. If they see that this community has very large population, let's move there. How can we get customers there? How can we serve them? We claim we are providing service, but we are after profit. How can we maximize, explore this opportunity? In this business too, it is the same thing. The more people you get on your team, the more your potentials, your capacity to earn. The more people you bring on board who are serious about this business, the easier your journey. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. Yes, it's going to take time. But the thing is, you have to sit down, understand what the binary is. Having somebody that is strong on both legs. You have a strong team member on the right. You have another strong on the left. If the one is not doing well, you replace. If the other is not doing well, you replace. You push, you duplicate yourself. And simply, this is the kind of model we are talking about. It's just how it is in a relationship. Between a mentor and his mentee. A mentor will pour himself or herself into the mentee and expecting the mentee to also do the same thing. So that it is not every time the mentee needs help that he or she comes to the mentor. No, it is not like that. In this business, it is the same thing. Look at the model, and thank goodness this company has a very excellent model that you can duplicate. And if you feel that, okay, there's one or two things you want to do to make it suit your kind of person, yes, it's good. You can adopt and adapt it to suit your style. Adopt and adapt it to suit your style. Then when I was doing my postgraduate program at the University of Ibadan, one of the things that we were at some point that we did was to go and review literatures, go and review research that some people did. And while being in that particular course, that man came from the University of Pennsylvania in the US, and he was teaching us theory-driven research. While we were doing that research, he ensured that for every review you were doing, you were telling him what kind of theory that drove that research and what proposition in that theory. At that point now, I became crazy. Literally, like, what kind of person is this? How many theories do I even know in the first place that I'll be racking my brains and making sure that I go all the way to go and I want only proposition, And many people had issues with that course. And for me, one other thing that didn't help was the fact that I was coming from an entirely different field. I was coming from linguistics to communication and language arts. So the theories that I was familiar with while I was studying linguistics is different from what I came across while I was doing that. So at that point, I had to make sure I go back, study. And at some point, let me tell you this, I literally became a consultant in making sure that people got the propositions they were looking for, and I was studying for it. I can't do this for free. Okay, bring your assignment for. If you want me to do it for you, I will find out the proposition. Let me show him that, okay, you two have been doing writing. I've been editing for a while. So I went beyond just looking at what he was giving, and I provided solution to it. And, that was how I was able to scale through. So the thing is, in this business, look at the template. If you feel that, okay, you're kind of person, this may not work for you, you can find a way to tweak it a bit, bring in your genius, and adapt and make sure you do it so that it fits your person and get the best out of it. And one other thing is, in doing that, one thing that you must not ignore, is the fact that in this business, it is not about how much you alone can do. There's a limit. I like the fact that the best you can do, the best you can attain as a member of Green Monday or as a distributor is 1 star. Personally, the best you can obtain is 1 star. To become a 2-star, you need a 1 star to your right and a 1 star to your left on the binary. So that means Without helping your left and your right, you can't become a two-star. You know, before you can be confirmed as a two-star. So you need to leverage. You need to leverage on the support and the strength of your team members. You need to leverage on their support. There is power in leverage. Somebody typed there is power in leverage. There is power in leverage. When the Dubai promo was on, one of the things my team did was we sat down, we looked at it, we analyzed it that, okay, if 1, 2, 3, or 4 are going to qualify for this trip, this is what we need to do. How do we do this? How do we come together, combine energy, and make sure that we get the best out of this? We attain this dream. We qualify for this trip, and we sat down, we strategized. You know, thank you very much, Feyi Ogunlesi. We sat down and we strategized and we leveraged. At the end of the day, we got qualification. Yes, it is a teamwork. It is a team game. It is a team business. They will say in Yoruba, one person does not make a forest. You know, one person, a tree does not make a forest. One person alone, there is a limit to what that person can do. But when we combine efforts, when we combine energy, when we leverage on each other's and one another's strength, we get to maximize what this business has to offer. We get to maximize what this business has to offer. And at this point, I'm going to encourage us. See, one of the things that I do, these are some of the things that I have practicalized and I've seen them work, you know, and I'm transferring the same thing into members of my team. And the thing is, know your team members, know your team members and leverage on team strength. I agree, yes, we are building. And as much as possible, yes, there's going to come a time where your team will grow that you'll not be able to know everybody. But at this point in time, if you check, take your phone and look at your list or your contact list, for instance. On your phone, you have about, some phones can do about 250, some can do more. If, in as much as your team has not reached 500, if your team, for instance, has not reached 500, that means there is no excuse in not knowing at least 80 or 90% of your team members. Have a personal relationship with them as much as possible. You know, if you need to do a timetable to meet up with that, yes, do a timetable to meet up with that. One thing I do is when we have sign-ups in my team, when my team member calls on me to do presentation and I'm done with the presentation, I make sure most times that I save the contact of the person we did presentation for and follow up. And once I follow up, I get back to the invitee and the person who invited that prospect and tell them, see, I've done this, make sure you finish this. Go and follow up on this person. You know, and in doing that, it shows, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. We must go beyond just, you know, doing that presentation. Once they come on board, no, you don't leave them there. You continue. From time to time, there are people that are not my direct downline that I put calls to, and I tell them, no, what you are doing is below par. You can do more. Start considering being a stockist. Start considering being the person we can call to, okay, when our team has order in that region, you are the one we are calling up to, you know. And in doing that, I've seen people who have upgraded. I've seen people who have embraced that stockist idea. I've seen people who have literally become something else in doing the business. I've seen people do sign-ups, doing upgrade, doing more than the normal GMX they do. So these are the things that we need to do in our team, in our businesses, you know. Develop, service our relationships. Service our relationships with our clients. Service our relationships. In fact, for every person that has either bought the product from you at any point in time or that is your regular customer. In fact, as a matter of fact, anytime somebody comes to you to get the product, have the person's contact and make sure, apart from following up, hope the product serves you well, make sure you start looking at how to strategically, and underline that word, strategically make them a member of your team. Get them to come on board. For every customer is a potential team member. Every customer is a potential team member. And briefly, you want to know, for doing all of these things, yes, there is reward. In business, you get to increase your profit possibilities when you do the things, when you follow the business principle, when you develop capacity, when you have excellent interpersonal skills with your customers. Also in this business, if you do the business the way it's to be done, the compensation plan is amazing. The rewards are amazing. There are about 13 ways to earn. You can experience it from active income to leverage passive income and to passive income. All of these things are possible. They are possible. Sit down, go back, look at how these things work. For me, I play with my dashboard almost every day. I study how certain things work. I look at, okay, what did I do to get this? How can I make sure I double my effort to multiply the chances and increase what I get here? So also, if you don't understand what is coming from, what the compensation plan looks like, you will not be encouraged enough to put in energy. And yes, to this, I like this so much. Lack of commitment can hinder or can obstruct our why. If, yes, you have your why, but if you are not committed enough to that why, if you are not committed enough, if you are not committed in personal development or to personal development, if you are not committed to the training that the company organizes on a daily basis, on a regular basis, if you don't look for somebody, either your team leader or somebody, the person could be from another team, to provide mentorship for you. If you don't develop the capacity of your team members, all of these things have a way of influencing the reality or realization of your why. If your why is going to become a reality, you must commit to personal development. You must commit to personal development, not just about coming to meetings alone. No, you want to test if really you are developing. When you begin to practice the things the lessons that have been shared here, when you look at you listen to the video, you absorb and you practice. You absorb and you practice. You absorb and you practice. You look back, where you were yesterday is not where you are today. Where you were yesterday is not where you are today. That means you are making progress. When you are able to, on your own, do a season session, present to somebody and convince that person to do a part. One of the things that I do is to test my capacity if I'm getting better. Is the ease of doing something. Before, for me, if I want to do the presentation, there's always a way I get to, the energy is missing, the enthusiasm is missing. Then I took time, I look at why is it that these people are doing this thing? It is because their level of understanding as a result of personal development. And I also made up my mind to do the same thing. So you must commit yourself to personal development. Read books. I like the presentation Uli Alashi, Dr. Fumi, and MI and CM have done lately. I like the fact that they make references to books. Making references to different books. Yes, those are evidence that these people you are seeing, those are the things they are doing that is making their business to grow. They are developing themselves. Personal development is a personal effort. The company will try. The company has put in place structures, but you have to go beyond that. You have to commit yourself. You look at the word, it's personal development. Personal development. You have to personalize that development for you to really become a better person. You have to personalize that development. You have to pick it up as a burden, to make sure that you get the best out of this business. And training, organize training for your team members, organize training for yourself, attend trainings, and encourage your team members to attend trainings. Encourage them. When they ask questions, answer. Tell them how you got the answer. Teach them how to. Because there's going to come a time, especially when your team grows and what you start doing is moving from one place to another, moving from one city to another to go and support, to go and present. You may not be able to answer every call. You may not be able to pick all those calls. You may not be able to answer those WhatsApp messages on time. But when you have trained your members, when you have encouraged them to develop capacity, when you have provided mentorship for them, you know, it will become a thing of joy for you. It will become a good thing for that team. It will help that team to maximize its potential. You know, you must also take this thing very important. Team members development is very important. Team members development is very important. Recently, one of the things I did was to take up my phone, open my laptop, connect it to the system, to the internet, and I put calls through to some team members, started explaining to them, this is how you go into your dashboard. It's not as if you leave everything to your offline to be doing for you. See, don't put your offline's integrity to test. The person can give you product and, you know, not deliver your voucher to you. If care is not taken. Don't take these things for granted. Know how to load voucher. Know how to make orders. Know different GMX plans. Know what you get when you upgrade. Know what it means to upgrade. Know what this business has to offer. Develop the capacity of your team members. Encourage them to grow. Show growth. Let them see that you are growing. You know, somebody was asking me recently that I did a session for one of the prospects of a downline, and was asking, what does it take to become a 2-star? You know, I like congratulations. Okay, I broke it down. I explained to that person. I'm like, no, for this kind of understanding and this kind of energy that you have, I would want to join your team and give me. And the person, okay, and the next thing is when. Give us time. I don't like I will. No, give us time. And the person gives time. Okay, and I'm telling the person, the person was even now asking me, which package do you suggest that I should go for? I tell them, see, number one, if you are looking at that 40K, because your friend has been telling me 40K, for me, I don't sell 40K packs. So if I don't sell 40K packs, that means there's no way your friend will be able to get that across to you. You know, I told the person that the least you can do, because from experience, when I was coming on board, I had the capacity to do more than the entry level that I did, you know, but for one reason or the other, I did not, you know. So I've also learned from that, and I make sure anybody that I'm introducing to the business does not make the same mistake. So I encourage the person. I'll say, see, this is the list you can go for, and I made it clear. This is what you will be losing. Don't show them what they will be getting alone. Show them what they will be losing if they go for a lower package. You know, and the person is like, okay, thank you very much. I'll follow your suggestions. I believe in what you have said, you know. And that is it. You can't grow if you don't stretch. In fact, if you see a tree increases in height, it shows that it is growing. A child increases in height, it shows that the child is growing. You begin to see different features and different behavior. It is because that is what growth is expected to look like. You know, you stretch. If you are going to grow in this business, you have to stretch. You have to go outside your comfort zone. You have to go outside your comfort zone, and you must not be afraid to make mistakes. I've made mistakes in this business. I've made plenty mistakes, but I make sure I am learning from them. And I like what Robert Kiyosaki said as I close in this book, Guide to Investment. He said, there is a bit of magic hidden in every mistake. So the more mistakes I make and I take the time to learn from, the more magic I have in my life. Let me take that again. There is a bit of magic hidden in every mistake. So the more mistakes I make and I take the time to learn from, the more magic I have in my life. See, if you are going to have magic in this business, if you are going to experience explosion in this business, you must not be afraid to make mistakes. It is only the living that make mistakes. If you make mistakes, learn from them, move on, don't be discouraged. If you make mistakes, learn from them, move on, don't be discouraged. If you make mistakes, learn from them, move on, don't be discouraged. What you have learned is how not to. And remember, this topic is how not to do your business. What you have learned in the process is how not to do, how not to approach it, the kind of attitude you should not embrace, you know, the kind of approach, how you should not do a sign-up. when you do a sign up and it does not click, once you do a sign up, do a presentation and it does not click, you know the reason. Ask yourself, why did this thing not materialize? Why did this thing? Is it that because you refuse to call on your upline to come and do the presentation for you, or you refuse to follow the template that has been provided? Is it that you did not ask the right question? You did not ask the person the why the person wants, what the person, you need to understand what the person wants so that you panel beat and target your presentation towards meeting that person's needs. So these are some of the things you learn when you do mistakes. Yes, try, make mistakes. Once you make mistakes, make sure you are learning from them. And at this point, I want to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. And we'll just take a few comments before we close. A few comments as I stop sharing my screen. A few comments. You can. Are we there? Okay. Bluetooth mode. Thank you very much. Let me, at this point, call on my Oga very table, Mr. Ola Daramola. Hello, sir. I'm not sure if you can hear me. If you have something to say, you can raise your hand or indicate in the chat box so that I could unmute you and hear from you. Are we still together? You can say yes. Just type yes if you can hear me. Type yes in the chat box. Okay. Infinix Smart. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Adeline's iPhone. Thank you very much. Your presence really made a whole lot of difference. Appreciate. Thank you very much. God bless you. And I believe so much that by this time next year, in fact, before this time next year, we'll be celebrating 3 stars, 4 stars, and so on, all expenses paid trips. So thank you. Make time to also attend the 6 p.m. meeting. Invite your prospects, and let them be a part. Promises to be a great time. It is not what you want to miss. It is also an avenue for us to learn how to present, how to be a better presenter, how to get that VIP. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.